Hey there, Cancer. It's Sony. This is a love reading for Valentine's Day. I'm going to be asking the tarot cards what your heart wants, why your heart wants it, how your heart can get what it wants, how your love is so magical, and where to focus your magical love. I'll also be pulling a couple of oracle cards to end off the reading. So Cancer, let's go ahead and see what we have in store for you. What your heart wants. You have the Five of Cups, why it wants it. The Seven of Wands, how your heart can get what it wants. You have the Protector in this deck. It's also, it's the Protector in this deck, but it's the Emperor in the traditional deck. What makes your love so magical? The Ace of Pentacles. And where to focus your magical love? You have the Four of Cups. So the underside of the deck, which I use as the influencing energy, or the lesson of the reading, we have the Sage of Wands. And in this deck, sages are like queens and monarchs are the kings. So with the Sage of Wands, it's basically, I'm seeing it as stepping into your power, and kind of being the type of person that will bust out with a funky dance whenever you feel like it, and really pursuing your passions. What your heart wants, you have this Five of Cups. So it could be that there was some um, disappointment, loss, grief, something in the past that you might be holding onto and still processing. So it could be that your heart just wants to process it. That's fine. You should look at what's there and, you know, learn from it, grow from it, but don't stay there. Don't live in sadness or grief. And basically, why your heart wants what it wants, you have the Seven of Wands here. So it seems that it's kind of like an inner conviction, standing your ground. It's if you are kind of in a place of not really fully healed to move forward, it could be because you want to be there. Perhaps you feel what's the word? Vindicated. You feel that you were wronged and you need to prove that someone else was wrong. How your heart can get what it wants. You have the Protector, which is like the Emperor, which is basically kind of creating boundaries, having power and authority uh, in terms of the love aspect of the um, heart. It seems that your heart is kind of more wanting protection from being hurt again, possibly, as opposed to wanting to be open and um, giving and vulnerable, which is fine. Like I said, definitely when something happens that unexpected doesn't go the way we want, we do have to look at the facts, experience the emotions, and learn from it, grow from it, make decisions for the future. And so having good boundaries, having a plan of action is a good thing. So we'll go ahead and clarify it. What makes your love magical? You have this Ace of Pentacles, which is, I'm kind of getting the sense of that you can create something new. So whoever is going to get your heart next, it's going to be at a better place than where it was in the past. And it's going to be, a gift. worth giving. Where to focus your magical love is this Four of Cups, which is kind of a sense of not really being excited about what you have, about your potential, but the message there is usually that you need to appreciate all the small things. You need to appreciate people around you, what you do have, in case you might have overlooked something, um, or really that if you aren't getting what you want, maybe take a look at, is what you want realistic? Why is it that you want those things? So we'll go ahead and clarify with the Five of Cups and what your heart wants. You have the Five of Wands and the Nine of Cups. So it seems that there's some perhaps um, internal conflict with knowing where to go at this point. It could be why you're still in the healing process. But the Nine of Cups is a good direction. Learning to have self love and having your own cup full before you start something with another person or before you offer your emotions, your support to others is a good place to start when you are um, kind of healing. And with why your heart wants what it wants, I'm going to clarify the Seven of Wands. You have the Ten of Pentacles and you have the Ten of Swords. So it could be, like I said, that you're feeling you need to protect yourself. Maybe there was someone that you need to prove, I guess, was wrong or did you wrong. It could be that you expected to have this great Ten of Pentacles kind of life, everything you wanted, and you trusted someone, and that kind of turned against you. Um, so it could feel that you've hit rock bottom, but the only way to go is up. How your heart can get what it wants with this protector. Uh, yeah, it seems like it wants to be protected. It wants to make sure that whoever gets your heart next time, or whoever you give your magical love to, is worthy of it. And that you have a good sense of boundaries, a sense of your own security, and um, that will put you in a better place in making your choices. So we'll clarify that. Knight of Pentacles and Ace of Swords. So with the Knight of Pentacles, if that is, that can be an approach, that could be your game plan, where it is kind of figuring out the future that you want for yourself, how to pursue um, love going forward. The Knight of Pentacles, they're the slowest knight. They look at the long term, and they actually care about the journey. And the Ace of Swords there kind of indicates a new way of approaching things. Um, Perhaps the Sage of Wands, this kind of temptress type of queen here, trying to get it not so shiny. Um, Perhaps that is what led you to a situation that you weren't happy with in the first place. You kind of just did whatever you felt, you followed your passion. Um, Maybe going slower, having more boundaries and protections instead of kind of just jumping into something is what you're contemplating. So, with that in mind, what makes your love magical is that it will be a brand new, shiny um, love that you're offering when you come at it from a slower kind of approach for the long term and with some clarity. It will be a new package of magical love. So I'm going to clarify that. We have the Ace of Cups and we have the Five of Cups. So it indicates that with this new approach, you are going to be able to have gone through that growing process where you have filled your own cup and that you know how to anticipate when you're going to experience um, a loss in the future or to avoid those types of losses. And it's not saying that everything's going to be perfect. Um, Life is perfectly imperfect, but basically, you will have a lot more um, once the healing is done, once you have a plan of action going forward, you will be able to be vulnerable again and open your heart again. Um, and this Five of Cups here, I don't see it as saying everything's going to happen again, but that's if you actually recognize if there's certain patterns you seem to follow, if you are attracted to certain people that aren't trustworthy, um, things like that. You kind of have to be aware um, of those types of kind of patterns if they exist. And where to focus your magical love, you have the Four of Cups here. So I'm going to clarify, kind of indicates that you really do need to appreciate what's around you. You have the Magician, and you have the Two of Pentacles. So with the Magician, it's being confident. It's having the skills, talent, and tools necessary to manifest what you want into reality. And also, with the Two of Pentacles, it's being able to kind of adjust and make changes um, as you go along. And really, with the Magician, clarifying where to focus your magical love, it is really kind of looking at what you have around you and not being kind of distracted by what you don't have. I mean, when I met my husband, I was kind of not really aware of him because I was interested in someone else that wasn't really paying attention to me. But once I kind of noticed him as a friend, you know, things started going in a great direction. So definitely kind of take a look at the people around you. Um, I'll clarify further, Magician. And you have the Page of Pentacles. So again, with the Page of Pentacles, it's kind of seeing your environment, recognizing the value of those around you, your surroundings, stopping and smelling the roses type of thing. You have here the Nine of Swords at the bottom of the clarifying deck. So what I'm kind of taking from this, interestingly, the Sage of Wands and this Nine of Swords, I kind of get this is the lesson. Basically, jumping into things too fast, um, doing your funky dance, and then hoping it draws in certain attention, having it maybe draw not the right attention, and then you being caught up in like self doubt and um, fear and upset. So definitely make sure that you recognize your surroundings, have some boundaries, definitely focus on self-care, self-love, and knowing that you kind of create whatever, you know, you help create the environment that you operate in. So I'm going to go ahead and pull another card for you here, Cancer, to see more about your magical love. It says clear sailing here. So yeah, once you kind of get in a position where you are feeling that you have healed and grown and created your boundaries going forward, then it looks like it is clear sailing to give this magical love to someone worthy. I'm going to go ahead and pull one more oracle card to identify the keeper of the light who can help draw more love into your life here, Cancer. So we have Hilarion, divine healing. Honor your sensitivity, retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. So, with this card, it's a sense of sometimes people are really sensitive um, and they need a little extra time. They is sensitive not in a way of like, oh, you're being too sensitive, sensitive in the sense that they are um, feeling individuals, empathetic, and that basically they might need to take some time away from others to feel, they're protected, to create their boundaries. And this um, divine healing here basically is telling you retreat, recharge, heal, and then kind of come out with your shiny, bright, magical love. So, this is what I have for you, Cancer. I'm hoping this provides some helpful perspective, and we'll see you next time.